Hey everybody, just a second here. Good morning! We're live. Sorry, I just forgot to start publishing on Discord, so I am live on Discord and YouTube. Welcome, guys. Nice to see you again, or nice to see me again as well. So we've got a really great lesson lined up. Oh, hi Ben. So first, hello to everyone in the chat. I see Eric here. Hey, Eric. Hey, Aiden. Hey, Frida. Hey, Gamer Davey. And of course, my trusty wingman Maya is here. I guess I don't know what you want to call yourself, wing person. Hi, Maya. All right. So this is a lesson I've been wanting to do for a long time. I have this footage I've been sitting on for 10 years, basically. Okay, so my little boy, Jeffrey, he's 17 now. He's not very little at all anymore. Back when he was 8, I think it was 2011, he and his friends were sitting around. It was the beginning of September, like the Labor Day, basically. And they were sitting around the house wanting to do something. And they wanted to make a movie together. So we got some props together and kind of put together a script, and I helped them do the filming, and we did the acting, and they did a really funny little series of action movie sequences and stuff that all make a little story. I'm going to show you the actual clip in a couple of minutes, and then we're going to start piecing it together. We're going to take it apart, look at the best clips. Often we shot the same thing 3 or 4 times like you would in a regular movie. Take 1, take 2, take 3, or whatever, for example. And we're going to pick the best. We're going to collaboratively do this, of course, so you guys are all going to help me out. We're going to pick the best clips, and then we're going to start putting it together in a picture, into a movie online. And while you're watching me do that, you can make suggestions about the music and the transitions and other stuff as well, and we can kind of keep it nice and interactive. And at the end, we should have a great action movie, and you'll learn a little bit about putting a movie together. I really believe that one of the best ways to learn this software is to watch other people doing it. A lot of times, it's not that you don't know how to do something, it's that you don't even know something is possible. So when watching me put stuff together, you'll get a sense of the language of cinema, the things that work and things that don't work when you're making a movie. And it'll be a lot of fun, I promise. So looking forward to that, guys. First, a few...
Can you show us the clip first? Can you show us the clip first?
No, Ben, I've got kind of an order I want to do this in. We'll get around to it. The clip is about 6 or 7 minutes long, so I really want to wait till we get into the lesson for it. Those of you who are just signing in, remember that in order to use WeVideo, you have to go register at their website. I've left a link on my website, which is chromeworks.ca/filmcamp is the one that we're interested in. It's a page on my e-learning page here. It's called Film Camp, and on that page, you'll find links to everything you need to get started, including this link here to register your WeVideo account. So just click there, and it'll all be automatic. Just give them an email address and your name, and then you'll be automatically joined into my classroom, and then you can start working on projects together. So I'm going to show you those clips in a couple of minutes. First, I wanted to look at some of the video projects that some of our friends have done. So let's have a look at the projects menu. I'm inside WeVideo right now, and here's all the projects that I'm working on. Some of them are ones that you can see, and some of them are ones that you can't see. And then we've got exports here too, which is all the stuff that you guys sent out. So I'm going to look at all exports. I know there's 1 or 2 films here I wanted to show you guys. So here's Luca's project. So remember we were doing a project called Life in Lockup about how your life had changed since you were stuck at home. Luca was one of the only students who actually participated in this and did a full-length film for me. I do remember one other, I think it was Valoan, did a film about playing video games, and that was fun. But this one I thought was really quite sweet, and so it takes about 2 minutes. So we're going to watch this one first, since he actually did the project I asked him to do. Let's go. Let's see if we can maximize this. So I asked for under a minute. This is going 1 minute 50 or so. I'm just going to start talking because it's mostly clips from here anyway. I thought this was a sweet little thing. Luca, like a lot of kids out there right now, are probably feeling a lot of different stuff, right? You're home from school, you're having fun, but everyone around you is a little bit stressed out, and so it's probably a difficult place for you guys to be. So I really appreciate it, Luca, that you managed to be honest and tell us a little bit what life was like in lockup. And I think the rest of you will probably agree that it's that there's been a lot of good things about it, but it's a time that you might remember as being a really stressful one. And so, Luca, thank you very much for sharing that with us. That was actually really sweet. I also wanted to show you one of our students did. So I gave you another project on life with your pets and what your pets were thinking. I think that Gamer Davey was the one who, yeah, here it is. Gamer Davey did a nice little film for us. He kept it short, and this one's great. So he introduced us to some of his stuffy pets and what they're thinking.
Bored. Same here. Me 3, me 4. I have an idea. Let's escape the house and get outside. That's a good idea. Yeah, it's the best idea I've ever heard. Yep, it's great. Let's do it.
So again, the audio is a little quiet, Davey. Got to speak into. That's awesome. Oh, the bored animals are all riding the skateboard and playing around, and they want to go outside. Yay, they made it out.
I know, right? I'll stay here forever.
All right. So, Davey, really nice. Could anyone in the audience, could you hear the voices at all, or was it too quiet to hear? Let me know on YouTube if you are interested. So, okay, Emil, thanks for joining us. That was really nice for you to be here. Hello and goodbye. Okay, guys. So, that's it for videos today. Let's get into today's project. I know you guys are really excited to get started. Before I do, though, one last announcement. That is, remember today is Wednesday, and at 3 o'clock, my son Jeffrey, who's one of the stars of this video, but he's 17 now, is going to be doing live coding on Discord. So if you're a member of our Discord server, you can go over to the live coding room on at 3 o'clock. And he's going to be making a video game. Live coding's really cool. It's just everyone gets together and we talk about what we're going to make. And Jeffrey kind of walks you through the process of how is it that we make stuff that we imagine come to life in video games. He's very good at it, and I think you'll enjoy it a lot. Okay, so hopefully you're all logged in and ready to go. I've gone to my projects tab at the top of the screen here. And I'm going to click on Action Movie. And you can see there's only the one edit here that I started working on. It's not very dramatic right now, but what we're really interested in is the project media here. If I click here, you can see some stuff I've set up for you. I created a laser beam that we're going to be using a little bit later. You got some sound effects that I wanted to use that weren't in the WeVideo library, so I'll show you those later. And here's the raw footage. So it's about 4 or 5 minutes worth of footage, and I'm just going to play it right now and let you guys get a sense of what this movie is about. So I'll be narrating as we go through it, and keep an eye on which of these clips look good and which don't. We're going to be working on this piece by piece, and you're going to be telling me what we should use and what we shouldn't use. So I need all your cooperation with this, guys. Here we go. Hit play.
Elliot, meet me at 613 Evergreen Terrace tomorrow at midnight, or Maya dies. Elliot, meet me at 613.
Mr. T, where do I find the how do I find the
Elliot, meet me at 6.
How do you find what, Ben?
where do I find the footage and stuff? Wait, what is it in?
So you have to go into the project that is called Action Movie, and inside there you can go to Media. So why don't you just watch the one on
Where
my...
is Action?
Okay, I'm going to walk you through it one more time, buddy. So I clicked on Projects. Now you're going to have to click on Shared with Me, which is right here. And here you should see the Action Movie. Make sense, Ben?
What is the Action Movie called?
It's a project called Action Movie. So double click on the action. So you go to share projects that are shared with me. Do you see it there, buddy?
Sorry, thank you.
Okay, no problems. We're gonna go to Action Movie. Let's go back to our footage again. Sorry. So I'll skip ahead a couple of seconds. So the first couple of scenes are a silhouette, right? It's our mysterious bad guy saying, so meet me at 613 Evergreen Terrace, or Elliot dies. You can hear the screaming in the background. That is Maya. So we've got... Let me tell you about the actors. Oh yeah, so we got the phone footage here. And now here's Elliot listening to the phone. What I think we're going to do is superimpose these so that it sounds like he's listening to someone threatening his sister. So Maya and Elliot Tuck are two friends of the family, and they've graciously offered to let us use this footage for our project today. So we've got Elliot here, a couple of different scenes of him shutting his telephone and being really angry. He's plotting his vengeance. Here's Maya, who's been kidnapped by Jeffrey.
What was that? He's going to come and he's going to get you. We'll see about that.
So Emil is asking how to become a member of our WeVideo class. Just go over to our website, which is chromeworks.ca, and go to follow the link to the film camp. Okay, so Elliot comes knocking at the door. They have a little bit of a fight here.
Wait,
You'll see we set up.
Maya, like Maya,
No, it's a
Maya
different
searching?
Maya. Actually, it's a different Maya. Sorry. So here's our fist fight scene. It's pretty awesome. There's a couple of different angles of it. We're going to pick the best ones, and we're going to add some sound effects. Oh, the timing's wrong. Try it again. Just do it again. Whenever you want. So the whole bunch of scenes, we tried it a bunch of times. The kids were not the best at doing fight scenes. So Elliot is 7 at this time, I think. Jeffrey is 8, and Maya is 9. This is back in 2011. So they're looking for each other inside the house. They're stalking each other. How's the audio? Can you guys hear?
Well, like normal Discord chat.
So the sound over the video is clear enough that you can hear it?
I honestly can't hear it in Discord because that's normal.
Oh, okay. But
it's pretty...
Must be here somewhere.
okay. So here we go. Now Jeffrey is coming down the stairs. So there's some trouble hearing the audio. Hopefully you guys are going to be able to hear it better when you pull up the actual edited version of the video. I'm going to kind of amplify it here basically because you guys can't hear it very well. I'm having a lot of trouble with video inside my computer not sounding as loud as the voice on my microphone, and we'll have to tweak that a little bit. So he's basically saying he's got to be here somewhere. Both of them are stalking each other in the house, and one says, I'm sure he's here somewhere, and the other one says, I'm sure he's here somewhere. Then Jeffrey comes around the corner, and there's a guard around the corner. And action. So here we go, some more footage of him whipping around the corner. this is him whipping around the corner, and I come out from the other side, so I'm an actor in the film too. Here we go. Though I don't know if we're going to use this footage or not. Yes, I'm doing so Aiden's asking me on the Discord, am I the one filming? Yes, I'm doing most of the filming. In this case, it's just on a tripod. So Sophia's having some trouble hearing. There's a few things I could try doing, I guess. I could turn my microphone down and then turn the audio up. And then maybe you guys could turn up the volume on your systems. Let me try that, guys. I'm going to turn my volume down. So you might want to turn things up a little bit. How is that working for you? Can you hear the audio better now? It has to be around here somewhere. Stop it. And so Elliot comes jumping off the table. We're going to slow-mo this at the end, just like we did in the promo video. And then Jeffrey runs away, and that's basically the end of the movie. Okay, what do you guys think of that? It's kind of cool, eh? So I thought it would be really neat to edit something with real footage rather than trying to do it with, rather than just using clip art the way we've been using for most of the project we've been working on until now. So, can you guys in the YouTube chat let me know, does that work better? Were you able to turn, or am I too quiet now? Are you having trouble hearing me? Was the video better? Yeah, it's better, says Eric. Okay, so that's what I'll keep doing. I'm going to keep it at this microphone level from now on. That means my YouTube videos are going to be a little bit quieter, and you'll just have to turn the volume up. We'll see if that works. Okay, and everyone's saying they have no lag, and the audio is working better. I think we're actually good to go here. So guys, what I want you to do is, once you're logged into WeVideo, we're going to be in projects here. I want you to go to projects shared with me. And then we're going to click on we're going to click on the project that's called Action Movie. So you're going to be in a folder like this. We're going to click on the little blue check mark on the side here and click on New Edit. And that will get us started on a blank new project that uses that footage. So I'm going to click on Blank Edit. I'm going to click on Start. There we go. Now we're ready to go. Now, once again, where do we find the footage that I shot? Let's click on this button here that's called My Media. And that will get us to a different menu here where we can look under Project Media. As soon as you click on Project Media, you should see the footage that I gave you. We've got the action movie footage. So I put all the footage into one big clip, and we're going to select little bits out of it to make it work. Anyone who wants to join me on stage in Discord so that you can take part in the conversation here, you don't all have permission to do it. So if you're in Discord and you want to get on and join me on stage here so that you can help give me advice on how to edit this movie, please go to the green room and Maya will meet you there and she'll drag you over to the stage. Okay, so just put yourself into the Discord area. If you just joined Discord, like I saw somebody just joined it. Emil here did, for example. So if Emil is stuck, if you're stuck in the introduce yourself area, then just wait for Maya to give you permission. Just write a message and Maya will upgrade your permissions and bring you into this into the onstage area. We've got Peter in here now, and we've got Ben in the onstage area, and we're ready to start editing. So did everyone find the footage?
Yeah.
Frida, can you turn your mic back up? So Frida's asking for my mic to be a little bit louder. He's having a difficult time. Let's try manipulating it a little bit. Frida, tell me how that sounds. Is that a little better? Trying to strike a balance here so that you guys can hear the background footage in the video. Okay, Avi's asking me to increase it too. I'm going to bring it up to -5 decibels and we'll see what that's like, guys. All right, I guess I have to find a way to amplify the sound coming out of my, so this is all good? Okay, so I'm back at -5 right now. That's better, says Aiden? Okay, all right, just trying to figure this out. I can't actually hear what you guys are hearing, so I'm having a little bit of difficulty figuring out what works and what doesn't. Okay, so we're going to start putting this action movie footage together, guys. This is really exciting. So the way I had it in mind when we filmed this is it starts off with Jeffrey talking, right? What do you guys want to do? Do you want to add some text at the beginning, like action movie text or something? Or maybe let's start it at black and then have some ominous music and then fade in on Jeffrey making his video threat. What do you think about that, guys? So let me try playing this footage again, and let's look for, I think we took 3 takes of this. Let's look at which ones work best, okay? So I'm going to click play.
Meet me at 613 Evergreen Terrace tomorrow at midnight or Maya dies.
So that one's good.
Elliot, meet me at 61. Oh, I forgot.
Okay, that one's no good.
Meet me at 61.
Okay, so those...
Elliot, meet me at 613 Evergreen Terrace. It's tomorrow night at midnight or your sister dies.
Okay, we can't use that one. So I think we're going to have to use the first one, basically, because that's the only good take. The reason we can't use your sister dies is because in the footage later that we're going to use from the telephone, it says, or Maya dies. So we have to keep it the same, right? So let's do that. So I'm going to grab, so now I want to isolate just the footage from that first clip here. So how am I going to do that? I'm going to, now that my video is paused, I have these little handles at the top. This one here and this one here that I can drag over just to isolate the part of the video that I want here. So this is at the beginning. It should be fairly simple. Let me pull out again. And you can see when I hit the play button, we'll see whether I isolated the right part of the film here.
Elliot, meet me at 613 Evergreen Terrace tomorrow at midnight or Maya dies.
That's perfect. So I managed to isolate exactly the part of the footage that I want here. So let's drag it in. So I'm going to go back to my action movie footage right here. And I'm going to drag it into my video 1 layer. Now I'm not going to put it at the beginning because I want to have some ominous music at the beginning first, right? Okay, so let's figure out some music that we can use. We're also going to fade in this clip. We don't want it starting right away. So the first thing I'm going to do is double click on it. And remember, that gets us to a little menu where we can change stuff around about it. There's a few buttons here. There's one here that lets you change the size and flip your video around and move it to different places. We're interested in the third button that says animation. And we're just going to click on the word fade here. There we go. And right now it's set to fade in and fade out for 1 second. We could change that if we wanted the fade to be longer or if we didn't want it to fade out. I think I actually don't want this to fade out, so I'm going to put a 0 after. If anyone is in the chat and has some suggestions for how to make this cooler or even more awesome, please chime in the text chat or my friends on Discord as well. Let's click save. So Maya, if you can make sure that everyone who's on the Discord server is actually in the on-stage area right now, that would be helpful. Okay. So we're fading into this footage. Once I click that button, you'll see that it fades in, right? Now we need some music to happen, something suspenseful, right? So this is where you guys can help again. I'm going to go click on the stock media button. And I want to look only at audio clips. So I'm going to go under all here and go audio, right? Just like that. So that's filtering the list, so I'm only seeing audio files. Now, I don't know, let's type in a keyword and look for it. So you guys can look at home, can look for your own audio clip. Just give me the name of a clip that you think is good. I'll call it up here, and then we'll preview it and see whether it works well. So let me try this one called Suspense 18. That's okay. No, I don't like it. Let's try tension and suspense music. Ooh, I like this one better. I like this one a lot. What do you guys think of this? Tension and suspense. Here's one called Suspense 17. That one could be okay. Anyone else have any suggestions in the chat at all? Just let me know and I will pick a song. So I'm going to start working on tension and suspense music right now.
See, everybody's leaving. Oh, never mind. They're just going into different...
Okay, Ben. So here we go. I'm going to grab this one called tension and suspense music. We're going to drag it underneath into the audio layer underneath the first one here. And let's see if the timing is good here. So I'm going to hit the play button just by hitting the space bar on my keyboard, and we'll listen to the music, and then it will come up. Okay, the one thing I'm noticing is the music is way too loud here, right? And the video is way too quiet. So I can do some things to boost the audio here. I'm going to go show levels. No, that's really at 100% already, so that's all I can really do. The audio track here I can make more quiet though. So let's take this 100% music and turn it down to, let's try 50% and see what that sounds like. So you don't want to drown out your movie with the music, of course. And we can always modify it too. We can start it loud and then make it quiet later. I'm going to show you how to do that in a second. Actually, I think this is okay though. Well, that's sounding cool so far. So no one had a suggestion for a music track that was better than this one. I'm just going to stick with this one for now. And if anyone has a suggestion, please feel free to chime in. I see we've got Eva and Ben and Peter all in the on stage area right now. And you guys are welcome to chime in. So just, this is a cooperative experiment. So please go ahead and say something if you want to. If you want to listen to the live stream in real time, you're able to do that in Discord. Everyone else at home has a little bit of a delay, unfortunately. All right, are you guys following along? Is this making sense to you? Okay, let's go back to our footage again. We want the next scene of footage, right? And that's going to be Elliot listening to the phone. So right now, oh, there's one other thing I want to do here. So Jeffrey is saying, so I'm actually not going to use that last couple of words, or Maya dies, because we're going to flip to Elliot and he's going to be listening to it over the telephone. This is going to sound really cool, guys. So I'm going to go and just cut the film at that spot just before he says, or Maya dies. Let's listen to it again. At midnight. So he says midnight. Midnight, right there. And that should work. So I'm going to cut it with my scissors. I'm going to make sure I'm highlighted on that clip. And I'm going to click on the little scissor tool that's attached to your blue scrubber cursor here. I'm going to click on that. And that's going to cut my video into 2 pieces. Now, I might still have gotten that wrong. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and scrub backward. That's called scrubbing when you move over a video. I'm going to play it one more time to make sure it cuts at the right place. Here we go. Oh, here it is. Beautiful. So now we are going to add an extra layer of video underneath it, which means that we have to put the next layer on top of that. So we're going to put Elliot on top, and we're going to put the audio from the phone call underneath as if he's listening to the phone. This is going to be really cool. So how are we doing? How do you pick up something that is edited? Asks Avi. Like how do I grab something, you mean? I'm not quite sure what you mean there, Avi. So it's how do I get something that you've edited, or how do you get something that you've edited? I think you need to make that a little more clear to me, buddy. Okay, well, I'm going to go back to my My Media button again. I'm going to find that same video clip. We're going to go look for the next scene here. So let's find a good clip of Elliot talking on the phone here. So we'll have to jump forward a little bit. Actually, we want this telephone footage too. So let's try and zoom in on this and see what this looks like.
Tomorrow night at midnight, or your sister dies.
Okay, so yeah, that's not it.
Or Maya dies.
So that worked well. We could just use that last part where she says, or Maya dies.
Or Maya dies.
So that second one, I think, is the one that I'm going to be using. So it's a little hard to work inside here. We just need enough that we can start playing with it. So I'm just going to grab all of this footage. I'll drag it back down into the film, and I can start trimming it inside here as well. So I'm going to hit play. And we're going to use the second. That sounds cooler already with the action movie music. No, I think I'm going to take the first one, okay? So let's figure out where that is. Where Maya dies, right? So right around here. So I'm going to use my scissors again. I'm going to make sure I've highlighted this one. Cut it. And let's listen again. Beautiful. And then we'll cut it again right here. Okay, so we've got the video clip down here of the telephone. We're not even going to show the telephone, which is good because it's an old-fashioned telephone, and who uses those anymore? Beautiful. So now on top of that, we're going to put Elliot. So let's go find the footage of Elliot. How's everybody doing here? Are you following along? Okay, so let's play a little bit more of the footage. We want the footage now of Elliot listening to the telephone. Let's look at all the clips. Here's the first one. He hangs up the phone. His expressions are really good. He looks angry. And look at that. He's holding the phone up so you can see it. I like that one. That's clip number 1. Here's clip number 2. Clip number 3. Clip number 4. All right, what do you guys like out of those 4 options? Anyone in Discord want to chime in and tell me what you think? Oh, Kian's in the chat now too. So anyone want to let me know which clip that we just watched do you think we should use in the movie? No one? Crickets. I don't have any cricket noises here. I need some crickets on my sound effects. Okay, so the second one is what Aiden's suggesting, and since Aiden's the only one who's actually bothered to reply to me, I think we're probably going to let him get his way here. So let's try watching those clips one more time here. Let me zoom into where they start. Okay, so let's start watching those clips from this point again. No. So that was the first one. Okay, that was number 1. Here's number 2. Yeah, I like the look on his face here. So I'm just going to move this over a little bit because I know it starts a little bit past here. We might not have the full thing. So again, it's hard to do really close editing because you can't zoom in from this window, right? The way that you normally can when you're down at the timeline. You know, there's a zoom here that will let you look at stuff closer or farther away like that. We can't do that in the preview window, so it's sometimes difficult to do those fine little edits here. So let's bring it to the editor where we can be a little more flexible. I'll put it into the top clip here. And let's just make sure it's cut properly. I'll hit the play button. Beautiful. So you guys hear that? Was that the second clip? No, that was the first one, eh? Okay, so here's the beginning of the second one. I had it wrong. So here's where I'm going to trim.
Mr. T,
yes.
you want to know something funny?
What then?
So the YouTube chat and the Discord chat have their own pros and cons. The Discord chat pro, you're able to actually speak. The con is that you can't hear the sound coming out of.
Oh, that's a bummer.
None of us can hear any of that.
Yeah.
But then the YouTube, you can't chat, but we can hear your sound.
Ugh. Okay, is the sound coming through pretty clear on YouTube now, Ben?
Wait, no, I'm talking about I can hear you speaking.
Yeah, but can you hear the sound in the video?
No, I can't.
Even on YouTube?
No, I can hear it on YouTube. I don't have, but I normally just use Discord.
Oh.
But I can just hear it. I can't hear it.
Okay, so
I
someone
can't
just
hear it on YouTube.
yeah,
sometimes.
someone just asked me the name of the scary music I played. It's this one here. It's called Tension and Suspense Music with Explosive Ending. So that's going to be our main soundtrack for this action movie clip, okay? That was Avi who just asked that. Okay, so let's look at this again and see if it's clipped properly. So we actually want this superimposed on top of the telephone.
What did you film that movie with? That's such good, like, that's like actually looking at it through your eyes.
A little bit, yeah.
How good the graphics are.
Yeah, well, I just used a really good camera to film it, and it looks like a real movie, doesn't it, a little bit, eh? Okay, here we go, guys. I'm going to play the whole movie through from the beginning here again, and let's see what that looks like. It really sounds like he's talking on the telephone. Now we're going to add a couple of other things here. Yeah, that's beautiful. Okay, I don't think I need quite everything here. We're going to tighten this up a little bit so before the camera moves. So I'm just going to drag the edge of the film over a little bit because I don't need. Yeah, it looks like this scene drags on like 1 second longer than it really needs to. We're trying to do tight filmmaking here where everything moves quickly. Kids, when they make movies, they often make everything drag on forever, right? Nowadays, if you watch modern movies, every single clip might only last 1 second or 2 seconds or maximum 3 seconds. The camera is constantly in motion. Actually sit and watch one of your favorite films today when you get off of the stream and watch how many times the camera moves from one scene to another. You'll be surprised how often it happens. We don't even notice, but when we're making films, it's really important to try to duplicate that style. If you want your movie to look modern and stylish, you need lots of fast cuts. So we're always going to be looking at how to make this shorter, not how to make it longer. Okay, so this is looking good now. The one thing we're going to add is we got some sound effects in here that I shared with you. There's one here called telephone dial tone. I'm going to play that for you. Now, I know you guys don't hear dial tones on modern phones anymore, so this is a little bit of what we call an anachronism. It's something from back in time, but I think it sounds really cool. You don't have to use it in your film, but I'm an old guy, so I really want it to sound like that. There's also a click for hanging up the phone, this one here. And it's just a little tiny click, but it's going to help sell the fact that he got hung up on. So I'm going to take the click, I'm going to move it right after the Maya dies clip. Oh, now we need to put it, I can't put it into a video clip because it's audio. Did you see how it turned red when I tried to do that? I forgot that this is an audio clip. I don't want to interrupt my music, so now I have to create a brand new audio track. We're going to create a second level going down here at the bottom. And we're going to use that for our sound effects. So I'm going to click on the little plus button here at the top of the tracks. It's asking me to add a track, a video or audio. I'm going to call it audio. And I'm going to call this Sound FX. You can relabel these tracks if you want to. I'm clicking on this audio one and I'm going to call it music just to keep it straight. And you can rename any of these tracks if you want to. Okay, so I'm going to drag in the clicking sound right after he gets hung up on, which is probably right around here maybe. We'll just play it and see how it works. And then right after that, I'm going to use the dial tone for a couple of seconds, but not for long because we want it to cut off. I'm going to use my scissors to trim it here. Boom. To cut off when he shuts his phone, right? So that's going to be really important to get that timing right. Let's watch it again here, just from that spot. Hey, that actually worked pretty well on the first try. Let's try that again. There we go. Okay. So that sounds a little, I think that sounds cool with the dial tone. It makes it sound like he got hung up on. He kind of looks down at the end there and then looks back up again. Okay. Let me look at that again. I might want to trim this clip a little bit more. Okay. Oh, I'm not going back far enough. And I'm also saying okay at the end. You can hear that there's actually some audio there of me. I'm going to actually get rid of the audio in this clip. I should show you guys how to do that. So I'm going to click at the very top of the video clip is a little audio button here. Click on that. And that will let you control the audio for this. So this is the audio for the entire track, which we can make go down. Oh, and we can use that for the video footage as well. So I actually want the video to be louder. I forgot about that function here. I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to click on it, and now I can turn the volume up to be a little higher than 100% on this footage. Let's go like 150% or something here. And that's going to help our footage be a little bit louder.
Terrace tomorrow at midnight or Maya dies.
Beautiful. Okay, so I want to get rid of the audio at the end here. I don't think I need any of the audio in this particular clip. So I am just going to get rid of it entirely. So I'm going to drag this slider down to 0, and then we won't hear my voice giving director stuff. We actually don't need any of this here. The sounds are coming from outside, right? What is the music? Gotta go? Maybe back, says Aiden. Okay, no problem. We'll see you around, buddy. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so this is looking good now. Now we're ready to transition to our next scene. So our next scene, I believe, is the one where Elliot starts where Elliot's knocking at the door, and then they have their fist fight in the doorway. So let's look at the footage again. I'm going to click on action movie footage. Remember, I'm in my media here. And let's play it from this spot here. Now I can't see it, so I'm going to have to drag. Oh, is it going to keep going even though it... Yeah, so it's playing that same footage over again. I'm going to have to drag this out a little bit if I want to see farther into the clip here. So let's hit play again. Now we've got a couple of themes here. Okay. Right after this. Okay, I'm going to scrub forward on this. I'm just dragging that little blue line. Oh, we've got footage of Maya here first. So I'm going to play this part here. So this footage is really good. I don't think I only shot this once because it's really good. There you go.
What was that? He's going to come and he's going to get you. We'll see about that.
Okay, so we're going to use both those clips. Jeffrey and Maya did a fantastic job here. And they did it all in one take. So we can actually just grab all of this raw footage right from that spot. I'm going to drag the slider over until I just start to see Maya working. Or, sorry, Maya with her mouth taped up right around here. Beautiful. Okay, now I'm going to drag the footage in. I'm going to put it back into video 1 because mostly we want our footage to be in video 2. You guys understand why I put this one in video 2, right? Because I wanted some invisible sound from the video underneath here. So the phone was making noise here. So I'm not sure if this starts in the right place. So let's look at it. So it doesn't actually start until... So we got to tighten this up a little bit. I'm going to back it up. Hey, Avi.
His expressions are really good. He looks angry. And look at that.
Oh, Avi, if you're going to talk online, you got to mute your YouTube, buddy. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to scissor this right here. Hi again, Avi. What's up? How you doing with this?
I have a problem.
What's it?
Do this. Bring it in after I've scrubbed it.
I missed the first half of your sentence, Avi. Can you tell me that again?
When I do scrubbing to one of your the videos, and then I bring it in, it just gives me the full video.
Okay, so are you actually pausing the video and moving those sliders around? It's not the scrubber, right? It has to be these sliders here that cut your movie. These ones right underneath your film. Do you remember? You don't see them while the movie's playing in the preview. It's only when you pause that you see them. Does that make sense to you?
Okay.
So do you see the scrubbers I'm talking about? So just look at your action movie footage, pause it, and then right above the play pause button, there's kind of a transparent line that has these weird marks on it on both sides. These are the things that you slide around to make your videos shorter.
Okay.
Is that making sense?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. Hopefully that helped our audience at home too. Thanks for giving me the feedback, Abby. Okay, so our clip's in the right spot right now. I'm going to drag it over to the left. All right, we probably want to do a transition here from the one to the other. You guys remember transition, so in that case I am going to need this in video 2. Let's go right here. Now, do you guys remember the transition? I'm going to go back and show them to you again. I showed them last week. I'm going to click on this button that says transitions. It's going to preview all the different transitions that we can do here. So every time I click one, it'll show me a preview. Here's one called crossfade, and it's just showing me with random footage here. So there's a city and it fades into another clip. Here's one called cross blur. Now we can do some more elaborate stuff. This is a slide one, like the kind that happens in Star Wars movie. No, it's more of a directional wipe. That's what they use in Star Wars movies. We can do wipes like down like this. There's all kinds of cool stuff. I don't want to get too fancy here, guys, with this weird stuff. But what do you think we can do to trend? I think it should be one of these simpler ones. Does anyone in the audience have a suggestion? Anyone? I'm hearing crickets. Ben, what do you think? What's a good transition?
Maybe.
Maybe is not a transition, dude. What do you think?
Wait, what? Probably crossfade. I like crossfade.
I like crossfade. It's nice and clean and simple. It's old school, right?
But maybe cross dissolve, because it's more
Cross dissolve? Okay. I'm going to try both of them. I'm going to show you guys the film. Vote inside the... Oh, Frida says he's going to make a ghost hunting project. Oh, that sounds cool. Make sure to save it in the showcase later on when it's done, and I'll show it on the stream if you get finished with it. Okay, so where are we? So I'm going to try the 2 different transitions on our actual footage, and I'm going to let you guys decide. Okay, so you can vote in the chat here. Here's the first one. Here's what a crossfade looks like. So let's play the footage. And
Mr. T?
Yes, Avi.
I just did exactly what you said and it still won't work.
Okay, so are you watching my screen right now?
Yeah, I'm watching your screen.
And you're on Discord, so you're watching it live, right? Okay, so I'm going to go back to my footage and show you one more time. Okay, so I've got my whole movie here. Right now, the default is to have these things stretched out so that you're watching the whole movie. So I'm going to move my movie to the spot that I want. Let's say I want a scene from this fist fight here. I'm going to move my cursor here. Now, that's not going to help me because as soon as I start dragging this, it's going to disappear. Just try to remember roughly where that is and then drag your slider over to that spot. And if you move it slowly, it'll actually show you the spot in the video that we are. So let's say just before he starts knocking on the door here, I'm going to let go now. And now I'm going to find the tail end of the movie. So I'm going to drag it over. And let's say this is the amount that I want. So now when I go over and drag my footage, I don't get the whole movie. I just get that part with them about to have a fist fight. Avi, are you getting it now, buddy?
I guess. I can try.
Okay, so it's really, it's just those couple of steps. Make sure your video is paused. Drag those scrubbers around until you're sandwiching the little clip that you want between the 2 scrubbers on both sides, okay? Make sense?
Okay.
Okay, great. So let's keep going here, guys. So we've got the footage, Maya's footage in here. Let's go have a look at it again. And maybe we need to trim it a little bit. We got to transit. Oh, we were looking at transitions. I'm sorry, I got distracted. It's hard to see these transitions because they don't always render cleanly in the video. When you finally export your movie, it's going to look a lot better. But so here's the crossfade, and I'll show you the cross dissolve now. So actually, rather than dragging that in again, I'm going to click on that little button. And so let me show you that again, guys. If you click on the transition just inside the little button here, it will give you a menu, and from here you can change the fade around. So we'll try a cross dissolve, and we'll see what that looks like. Okay, I'm going to hit play. So the choices are option 1, crossfade, or option 2, cross dissolve. Just write a 1 or a 2 inside the chat if you're watching on YouTube, and I will pick the one that has the most votes, okay? Let's keep going while you guys are voting. So I'm going to hit play here, and let's look at the footage a little bit more. Now we've got black here because it's actually two different scenes put together. So we're going to add another transition here as well. Let's get it to just before the spot where it fades out, where it turns to black. And I'm going to make sure I'm clicked on it so that I'm deleting the right thing. And I'm going to use my scissors. And now let's get to the other side of the black to where the footage starts again. Right around here. There we go. So I'm going to scissor it right here again. Let's delete this footage. Now I have to drag this over to the left to make it connect with the other one. All right, let's look at it again here. Okay, beautiful. So I'm actually going to bump up the volume on this whole track a little bit more as well so we can hear it. That's quite a bit louder, isn't it? I'm not sure what's going to work here. All right, that's a little more audible now. Okay, so I'm gonna, since no one's, so Eric's saying the first transition is the one he likes. No one else is voting. So I'm gonna go with the first transition. We're just gonna go with simple wipes here, I think. So let's go with the cross fade. And I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna add another crossfade here. So you guys at home who are making your own video, of course, you know you can add whatever you want. What I'm gonna do with this video, guys, is I would love to see what kind of edit you guys can make of it. So I'd love for you guys to finish editing it, and if there's particularly good parts of it, so if someone does a really great job with one little snippet of it, what I might do is cut that snippet out and then put it into my movie or put it into the master movie. So next week, I'm going to do a movie that shows some of the stuff that you guys did, and I'm just going to put together the best of it into one really great clip, and that's what I'm going to put on YouTube, okay? So I'm going to show everyone the action movie that we made inside our class here. I don't want to use just my stuff, so I'm going to render out the film, and then you guys are going to render out your version of the film, and I'm going to cut different people's names into it, and I'll make sure that your name is actually mentioned inside the credits to the YouTube film then as one of the editors on the project. Sound like a good plan, guys? I think that'll be really fun. So you guys can finish making this movie and then we'll put it all together into one big clip. Let's keep going though. There's a few more things I want to teach you here before time starts to go. The most important of which is how to do laser beams, okay? So we're going to do that in just a second here. So let's finish working on this clip here.
He's going to come and he's going to get you. We'll see.
We'll see. I don't think that was everything. Let's drag it out a little bit further and see if there's a bit more that we wanted here.
We'll see.
Yeah, a little bit more still.
We'll see about that.
Good, and that's actually a good cut, so I'm happy with that. All right, so what are we doing now? Let's do that fight scene quickly. So we don't have a ton of time here, and I know Frida's going to be leaving in about 5 minutes, and I really wanted to get a couple of things in. So I'm going to show you guys 2 more things we can do with this clip. We've started building it now, but of course there's a lot more work to do. Number 1, I want to show you how to do fist fight stuff. So let's fast forward to the part in the film where they punch each other, which is going to be, let's go back to our original footage again. I'm going to go back to my media, raw footage, and let's skip ahead a little bit to one of these punchy shots here. Okay, actually I'm going to do the knocking. Okay, we don't have time for this right now. I'm trying to get this over. So let's go right here. I'll just add a little bit of this footage. I'm going to put it back down into... Now this is the problem. If you've got stuff in different video layers, you can't add transitions. So now I'm kind of stuck doing, if I want to add a transition, I got to have it down and up in video 2 here. What I could do is just do one scene. I might not even need a transition. I could just do a hard cut from one scene to the next. Let's look at this fight scene. Okay, that second punch looked pretty good. So I'm going to take that one. Let's scissor the film right here. I'm going to cut this part out. There we go. So we got a little hit here. Now all we have to do is time the sound effect perfectly to make him fit, to make it fit. So let's go find a punching sound. I'm going to go to stock media. I'm going to type in the word punch. So I just want to find sound effects here. I'm already filtering the list so that I can find audio, and it looks like there's not very much punching here. So let's see what the choices are. Oh, that's music. So these are all music tracks. WeVideo is a little bit confused here. It's showing me audio tracks, but it's not showing me sound effects. So I'm going to show you another trick. I'm not sure if I showed this to you last week for filtering out just audio effects. I'm going to go back to all. So WeVideo is wrong. I know there are punches in here. So I'm going to click on the little control panel up here, and it will give me some more choices about what I can filter out of my list. I'm going to get rid of video, photos, graphics, motion graphics, music, audio loops, and now I'm left with just sound effects. And look, the software lied to us. There are, in fact, lots of punches here. Let's listen to a few of them. Oof. Oof. Here's one called Cartoon Punch. Huge punches. Fast, strong, swooshy punches. No. Strong punches with swoosh. Those ones might work. Fist fight. All right, these are the ones we're going to use. We're going to use this clip called Fist Fight, okay? Now, I don't need the whole clip. I just need the first hit. So let's filter it out so I'm just listening to that part. Beautiful. Okay, let's drag it into the clip. And now we have to play with it. Now we're going to drag it into the audio, of course. And let's put it right here. Now we just got to play with it till it's just right. That actually looks good. Now, you'll want to cut this fairly close because he spends a little too much time reacting, right? So as soon as he gets punched there, we're going to cut the clip. Aiden's back. Okay, and then let's get a second punch in there. I'm going to play a little bit more of the video. Let me show you what the first one looks like. Really fast cut, right? And then we can cut to another punch scene. Let's look a little further in the clip here.
The timing's wrong. Try it again. Just do it again. Whenever you want.
Oh, so there's some other angles here. What do you guys think? There, that one's good. I like that one. So let's cut it right there before Jeffrey swacks Elliot again. Let's go scissors. I'm going to delete these first tracks here. Thanks again to Simon and Shauna Tuck who let us use this video today. That was fantastic. Not everyone wants to have their kid on TV, but this was 10 years ago. And thanks, if you're listening, Maya and Elliot. I love doing this little exercise with you. I'm so glad you were happy and willing to do this with me. I hope I haven't embarrassed you too much. All right, here we go. So there's that good second punch. I'm going to cut the film. And let's add that sound effect again. So I can go back to my fist fight, add another sound effect, and we'll try it again. Let's try both of them together here. Okay, that'll do anyway. So you get the idea. You superimpose those. Now, we've got a shot a little later on in the film. This is the last thing I want to show you because it's 11 o'clock. We've got a shot a little bit later where there's a laser beam. I wanted to show you the two ways that we can animate lasers inside of WeVideo. So WeVideo is not good at this. It doesn't have a lot of great special effects functions, and that's going to be a problem for you guys when you're doing something like laser. We can animate things moving in 2 dimensions, meaning I can take something and slide it across the screen, but I can't have it go off into the distance. And in this case, we're shooting. Let me see if I can find the clip for you quickly. So, I'm missing. Oh, let's go back to my clip in my media again. Sorry, I'm in the wrong place right now. So let's drag a little bit further here and see if we can find the spot where Jeffrey is going down the hallway shooting. It's going to be right around here. Eh? Let's hit the play button. And I think it's right after here. No, a little bit further. Maybe this is it here. No, still not there. It's from the other angle. It's from behind, I remember. Here, this is it, I think. 1, 2, 3. And here he comes around the corner. All right, so Jeffrey comes around the corner. I say a swear word. It wasn't a bad swear word. It was just a minor swear word, but I bleeped it out on the footage here, just in case you guys have sensitive ears. I am a teacher after all. Okay, so I'm going to drag this in. That's too much. This is the wrong clip. It must be starting a little later. Okay, that is not what I thought I got here. Let's go back to my footage again. I'm going to delete that. And let's look at the footage one more time here. Yeah, this is the wrong part of the footage. A little bit farther along here, eh? So isolating that one clip you're looking for can sometimes take a few minutes, right? I don't think I did this properly. Let's hit play again and see what this looks like. Still not there.
Side of the room now.
Oh, here it is. Okay. So this is the spot a little bit further along here. I think I can drag in this part and just zero in on it from here. So let's click the clip. We'll find the place we want to start. 2, 3. Okay. Here's the spot, so I'm going to scissor it right here. There we go, and he shoots a couple of times. So here's where I want to show you the laser beam. So the laser. So I'm going to drag this all the way back to the spot that we were working on at the beginning of the film here. Whoa, I moved this quite far. Okay, so from here, I want to show you, I imported, if you go to your project media, there is an item here called laser beam, and I'm going to put that into the video layer up top here. I'm going to show you how we might animate this going across the screen. The problem is that it's two-dimensional, which means that we can't have it actually appear like it's moving at the in the right direction. But let me show you how I would animate it anyway. So I'm going to double-click on it, and now I got to change the size around. Of course, I'm going to drag the scale slider until it's just the right size to be a cool laser beam. I created this in Photoshop, by the way, but you could just draw a red line inside, even inside Scratch or whatever, and then export it. So let's say I wanted this to go across the screen. I'm in the animation button here, and here's where we can define a start area and an end spot for this clip. Now we want the clip to be fairly short. So one of the things I'm going to do is shorten this clip down to a very tiny length here, but so the scale is going to be consistent. We just want the position to change as we go across. So we're going to define the beginning position and the end position. So let's say we wanted this laser to start here. Let's say Jeffrey was pointing his gun here and shooting right across the screen. Yes, Kian's asking about live coding, and yes, we're doing live coding at 3 o'clock. That's my son Jeffrey who's going to be teaching it. The last couple of times we've done it, it's been fantastic, so please come out if you're a member of my Discord server. Okay, so here we are. Here's the red laser. That's where it starts. Let's pick where it ends. I click on the end button, and the size changes back to the original size. I want to know what this size is. We drag this down to a size of 0.13, so we want to make sure it's the same size later on, 0.13. And as soon as I click out of there, it'll do it. Now I can drag it over to where I want the end spot to be. Let's take it right off the screen. So that's an X position of 1880, but I'm going to make it like 2000 or something like that. So it goes right off the screen. Okay, so save changes, and let's look at that. So it's going to move very slowly across the screen. Watch this. Now, we need it way faster than that. So now I'm going to grab the video and squish it. The more I squish it, the faster my laser is going to go. Let's have a look at it here again. That's moving faster, but we want it faster than that. It's a laser beam, of course. Let's drag it super fast here. Whoa, that moves so fast I couldn't even see it going across the screen. So I think when you render it, that will look good. So let me just scrub over it frame by frame and you can see what happened. It just goes zoom, 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 zoom. And so, yeah, that goes really fast across the screen. So if we added a laser sound underneath that, in the final video, it would look very much like a laser going across. It won't look like Jeffrey shooting someone down the hall, though, because that's a three-dimensional image, right? And we need to make it look like the laser is going across somewhere else. So I went ahead and animated a laser in a different program that I thought would solve my problems for me. So I used a program called HitFilm that I use for animation. I put it against a blue screen. Let me show you this footage, guys. So it's a shot of a laser going in 3 dimensions. It's actually going off into the distance. It's taken a while to preview here. I guess it's complicated footage. So while we're waiting here, remember live coding at 3 o'clock. And you guys, you have a mission this week to make me all... Oh, so there's my laser. Beautiful. So you guys are going to be making me an action movie this weekend, I'm hoping. And I'll show them next week. The other thing, oh man, this is taking forever. The other thing I want to mention is that tomorrow I'll be showing remixes of yesterday's project, which is Enter the Rat. So I've talked to Ben. He's in the middle of a great Star Wars remix, which should be really cool. And I'm interested to see if anyone else remixes that game and turns it into something awesome. So it's a blue screen. Why did I go blue screen instead of green screen? I want to get rid of that background, but the orange inside the laser is actually, the orange is the opposite of blue. So if I went, the green is a little too similar to the orange, and I found it wasn't disappearing properly. So against a blue screen, anything orange is going to really pop. Watch this. I'm going to double click on the clip. I'm going to go to color keying here, which is my green screen. And all I have to do is tell it what color is my screen. It doesn't have to be a green screen. I'm going to click on the eyedropper. Now you see I have a tool that's shaped like an eyedropper on my screen here. I'm just going to click anywhere on the screen. And there we go. And now it's going to get rid of the blue. And all that will be left is my laser. There it is. You see it? All right, let's go save changes. So now I've got my laser. Now I just got to make sure it's positioned properly. I already did some advanced work to make sure it was set up properly here. So let's get the footage just to the spot where Jeffrey's about to shoot. And where is that? It's a little bit... Oh no, hold it. I missed it. Let's have a look at that again. There's the spot where he shoots, right at the beginning of the clip, not at the end of it. There, so he just fires like right in that spot there. Now I'm going to bring the shot over to right around there. And I'm going to change the timing so that it just appears to be coming out in that spot where he does the shooting. It's going to take a bit of playing around, guys. And now I noticed that at the beginning, so at that spot where I start shooting, the bullet's not in quite the right place, right? So we're going to go in and move it a little bit. Where do we want that to be? Okay, Eric's saying bye. So I want that footage. We're just wrapping up here. I just want to find a spot where he shoots. And I want to make sure, so this might be a good spot right here. Now my footage is in the wrong place, right? So I'm going to double click on it. And now when I'm inside this menu here, I can actually drag it around. I think I can do it from here. No, I have to go back to this first menu, the transform menu. Or actually, it's not going to let me because I have no, I don't have an animation going. So I'm going to go to the transform menu. I'm just going to slide this over so it's on the tip of his gun. And let's see what that looks like now. We'll go backwards. And that's pretty good. It needs to be faster though, right? So I'm going to change the speed around while I'm in these settings here. I've got something here called slow fast motion inside my settings. I'm going to go here and I'm going to change the speed. It's at a 1 speed right now. And I'm going to drag this slider over to make it maybe triple the speed, 3 times the speed. Let's go save. And let's see what that looks like now. Ooh, it goes so fast that it's hard to really see it again. So we're not going to be able to see this until we render it. I can look at it slowly. Pew. And I could add a few of those, right? So I could go back and drag the laser in again and have a second shot if I could find a second spot where Jeff was shooting. And then the only issue is going to be finding a laser sound that we can use here. Let's go to my stock media and see if there's a laser gun sound. Laser. Laser vintage? No. Laser gun. Let's try looking for laser gun. Nope. Laser. So we're just going to have to look through laser and see if there's anything in there. Laser warble. Fat laser cannon. Laser whoosh. Nope. Laser sword hum. Swirling lasers. Laser scan. Laser ray. Oh, that's the one. Futuristic laser bang. I'm going to drag that right underneath my footage here. And we just have to change the timing so that our footage looks good. That's pretty good. So I'm going to have to play around with it a little bit and get the timing just about right. It's not perfect, guys, but I think if you try and use this this laser shot and set it up properly, move it and time everything properly, it might be good. One thing that you might want to do if you really want to play with this and get it perfect is render the film out. But you don't want to necessarily render the whole film out because it takes forever to do. So you might want to do just a composite with just using the laser shot. You can do a 2-second movie, do the laser perfectly in that, render it out, watch it with the rendered footage, and then play it again and again. While I'm talking to you here, I'm going to finish my film. I'm going to give it a title, action movie test, I'll call it. I'll go set the title, and now it's asking me for preferences here. I'm just going to tell it I want to edit in HD. Then I'm going to click on the export button. So this is going to take a few minutes to render. It'll tell me, or it'll even send me an email when I'm done as well if it takes a long time. So if I make this a really short video clip, I'll be able to look at it almost right away. Like this one's going to take about a minute to render, but if I just get those 2 seconds of film, I could render it out really, really quickly and then see right away whether I have the laser set up properly. And then I can go back to my edit, play around with it a little bit. You're not going to be able to see the movie perfectly inside the editor because it's trying to take all those layers inside your computer and start mashing them together live. And computers aren't very good at that. So the rendered version of the movie, the final version that you turned into a film, is always going to look better. Okay, hey, Vasily's here. Nice to see you again, buddy. From Montenegro, which is a country in Central Europe. My dad's Slovenian, actually, Vasily, so I haven't been to Montenegro, but I know that, but I've been to Slovenia before, so I know it's a beautiful part of the world. Okay, so we're just about ready to finish doing this. Sorry, guys, we're running overtime again. Let's edit this out. I just wanted to show you what the laser sounded like as soon as we're done. So we're going to hold tight for another couple of seconds, and then I'm going to say goodbye for the day. So here we go, ready in 0. And we can look at the rendered version of our movie right now, and that'll be the last thing we do before we have to go. All right. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Okay, here we go. Let's watch just as much of the movie as we have done so far. It's obviously not ready for prime time yet. It's going to take another hour or 2 of coding, of programming to get it all going here.
Elliot meet me at 613 Evergreen Terrace tomorrow at midnight, or Maya dies.
Looking sharp.
What was that? He's going
Hey, the laser turned out pretty good, actually. Let's look at that one more time. Just the laser part. I like that. All right, guys, so see what you can do with that. I would love to see the movies you guys made. I hope you had fun doing this. Give me some feedback and let me know what you think about this lesson. I'd love to do some more action movie editing with you and editing other footage as well. I'm going to keep doing this every Wednesday, I think, because I really like video editing. I hope you guys do too. So thanks a lot for joining.